like I said, all you need is some open floor space, a chair, and a paper plate, or if you have wooden floors or something that slides easily, that's going to work out well. We're going to start with a warm-up. We're going to be laying on the floor so you can find your open floor space, and I will take you guys through the warm-up, okay? All right. So find your open floor space. You're going to be laying on your back.
You're going to see me do it.
Hold behind your knee, and you're going to kick your heel to the ceiling. Draw your toes towards you. We're going to do 10 on each leg. This is a good one to lengthen the hamstrings, get your quad warmed up. You should feel the stretch in the back of the leg, maybe into the calf or the feet. The more you pull your toes up towards you, the more stretch you're going to get. Nice and easy. Be gentle with it. So go up and down. Feel the stretch and then back down. We'll do 10 on each leg.
Is there any moderation? Press oldies?
Eleanor, are you sitting?
Yes.
So if you're sitting, you see me, you could just kick your leg straight.
Okay.
Do 10 on each leg.
Okay, thank you.
All right, after that, we're gonna do rotations. So you're on your back, your arms out to the side. Take your foot and reach your opposite hand. Do 5 to each side. You can either bring your foot to your opposite hand or your knee to your opposite elbow. If you're sitting, you can just take your spine through some rotation. Take your left hand and place it on your right thigh and twist. All of this should be free and easy movement. So if you're sitting, you place that hand on your thigh and twist. Hand on the thigh and twist. About 5 to each side. We're getting that back loosened up. Okay, after 5 on each side of those, you're gonna flip on your stomach. Hands below the shoulders. Lift the chest, eyes forward, and back down. We're gonna do 10 of these. So the low back and the hips stay relaxed. A modification for this, if you're not on the floor, is just go to a wall, place your hands on the wall, and let your hips go towards the wall. We're getting some bending in the back. We're getting some extension in the back. You're gonna do 10 of those. Really long with the neck and head. Raise that chest. Okay. After 10 of those, we're gonna do child's pose. Feet together, knees spread apart. Rock your butt to your heels. Rest your head on the mat or the floor. Walk your hands as far forward as they can go. And this is where you just take a couple deep breaths. If you're not on the floor and you're sitting, just reaching forward, bending at the waist, stretch the back. If we're on our knees, walk your hands over to one other side. You should feel the stretch down the side of the spine. And then walk them over to the other side. Deep breaths. Come up out of there. And we're going to do cat-cow. So hands are below your shoulders, knees are below your hips. Cow, you stick your butt out, lift the chest, lift the head. Cat, tuck your tail, round your back up, and relax the head down. So we're going to do about 10 in each direction. If you're sitting, you can do this in sitting. Hands on your thighs. Sit up tall. Raise your chest to the ceiling. And then push your back towards the wall. Chest towards the ceiling. And then push your back towards the wall. We'll do 10 in each direction. Okay, we can get up on our feet now. Got a couple more for the warm-up, and then we'll get into the workout. All right, spread your feet apart as wide as they comfortably go. Hug one arm to the chest and twist. So you're twisting away from that arm. We'll do about 5 on one side and then switch. And arms up overhead. Clasp the hands, reach as high as you can. And bend to the side. Get really long. Don't just collapse to the side. Reach and get long and tall. 5 to each side. You're going to feel a good stretch down the side of that you're moving away from.
Who's calling me now? Can I call you back?
Marucho, Mario.
I'll call you back.
All right.
Marucho.
All right, so we should be warmed up. We've got the hips moving, we got the back moving. We're gonna start with 2 exercises and we're gonna do 3 sets of that. So you're gonna do 1 exercise and then we'll go to the next one. Once you kind of get the hang of it in the first set, we'll do 2 more rounds after that. So I'm gonna show beginner version first and then we'll make our way towards a harder version of it. So this is going to be the easiest way to do this exercise. Your hands are going to be on a wall, and you're going to let your elbows come towards your side and then push the wall away. Okay? We're targeting the back of the arm, the triceps. If you've got elbow issues, shoulder issues, this is great for that. And then you can take your chair for balance. Modify the camera here. So I've got my chair for balance. I'm gonna split my feet apart. And I'm just dropping my hips down and then up, okay? This is a stationary lunge. You could call it a split squat. So those are the 2 first easy ones that we're gonna do. To make it a little more challenging, instead of pushing on the wall, your hands are gonna go on your chair, walk your feet out, and we're doing dips. So my elbows go back and I'm pressing up. The closer your feet are to you, the easier it's gonna be. You can use your legs to help out, okay? The split squat, they're pretty challenging on their own, but if you want to elevate your foot, your back foot, so mine's on the couch right now. I've got the chair for balance, and you're gonna go down like that. So we do 10 on each leg. So we're gonna do those two exercises, 10 repetitions of each, and 3 rounds, okay? So we could start with the dips or the wall pushes. Looks like the Sharps already cranked out some dips. Did you guys already do lunges too? Okay, I want you to alternate. After you do the dips, go into your lunges. So you guys got a perfect setup there. You got your couch. Try to get your foot up on the couch and dip down. Yeah, so we're gonna do 10 each leg. This is gonna get the legs burning. We're all moving, we're all looking pretty good. Colette, did you do a leg one yet? So that's where we're gonna do it. We're gonna do 10 lunges each leg, and then you go back to your dips or the wall pushes. We're gonna do 3 sets of each. And you could type in the chat if you have an issue, a question. You guys are all muted, so just type in the chat if you have a concern. Shouldn't feel pain with any of these. Keep all your movement comfortable. We shouldn't have any sharp pains in the joints or anything like that. If you've had elbow bleeds, the dips might be tough, but they're also really good to strengthen the triceps. All right, we're looking good. I'm gonna do a set of my own because everyone seems to be getting it. If you really want to challenge yourself, and you're getting bored with the lunges, you can do lunge jumps. Maybe that's something for the 3rd set you could try.
On the couch one, do you bend your knee when you do that?
When my foot's on the couch.
Yeah.
So, Colette, I would recommend that you have your chair by your side and your feet one in front of the other, and just drop your knee to the ground.
You bend your knee. Okay.
And 10 is our target number. If you're getting to 5 and you kind of think that's about it, that's fine. You don't have to get to 10. So we're doing 3 sets of each. I don't know if I'm sure everyone's on their 3rd set by now. I think a couple people are done. All right, I'm gonna go over the next 2. So this is where your paper plate comes in. Again, I'm gonna go over the easier, moderate level exercise, and then we'll get to the harder. But we're gonna do 2 exercises here. The first one, if we're not going on the floor, this is gonna be one for you. You're just gonna be standing. You can use your chair. And let's see, you're gonna kick your leg straight back and then kick it out to the side. So you're gonna do those 2 motions with the leg. I'm going back, and then I'm going to the side. Okay, so that's an easier version. If you've got your paper plate or a good surface to slide on, I've got a towel with a hardwood floor, so this is gonna work well for me. I'm gonna be on my back. Let's see, tilt the camera down a little more. All right. So I've got my heels on the towel, and I'm gonna slide my heels back and lift my hips at the same time, and then slide them out. Just like that. So I'm digging my heels down into the floor, lifting the hips. You're gonna feel this in the back of the legs. This is a really good hamstring stretch. So you have 2 options: standing, kicking out into the side, or the sliding with the paper plate. Let's do 10 there, and then I'll show you your next one. Okay. We're gonna pair that exercise up with, so you're either doing the leg kicks or the paper plate slides or whatever you're using to slide around. We're gonna pair that with a plank on the hands. So, going from easiest to hardest, you get your chair, place your hands on the chair, walk your feet back until you feel like it's a pretty challenging position, and you hold this position for 30 seconds for a 30 count. It can be done on a higher surface, the arm of a couch, that works well. To make it harder, you're going to be on the floor. Your hands are going to be under your shoulders. And we're holding here for 30 seconds. So you really want to be solid through your core. Don't let the back sag down. Tighten up. You can go from the knees if you get tired on this 30-second one, okay? And make sure you're counting. So we're doing 3 sets of each of those. Type in the chat if you have a question with either of those. Another modification for that plank, if you're using the chair, your hands can go on the chair, you can walk your feet back, and then walk them forward. Walk them back, and walk forward. If it's hard on the wrists, you can kind of put your hands on the side of the chair. Nicole, looking good? Eleanor, looking good. So it's a 30-second plank on the hands. If that's bothering your elbow, you can actually go down to your elbows and it's going to be easier. If you're doing those standing kicks, you're doing 10 each direction on each leg. If you're doing those sliding curls, you should really feel that in the back of the legs, the hamstrings. So people might be on their third go around here on their third set. Don't get lazy with the plank. Stay tight through your core. Don't let the hips drop. All right. A couple people still going here. We've got 2 more exercises after this. Another kind of circuit. So this next one, you're gonna need just some open wall space or door frame, something you can lean against. We're gonna do something called a wall sit. And it's really just as it sounds. Walk your feet out. The lower your hips go down, the harder it's gonna be. And we're just sitting here. You're not moving. This may seem easy, but it's very hard. Every muscle in your leg is going to be working. And that one, again, we're going to count for 30 seconds. So everyone should be able to do this one. If you have open wall space or door frame, you can have your chair by you if you want to hold on to it. The lower your hips go, the harder it's going to be. So try that for 30 seconds and then meet me back. Give it a 30 count. I'll demonstrate again. So just up to a wall, lean against it, bend your knees, sink your hips down and hold for a 30 count. You should just feel the muscles in your legs working. Your feet should be firmly planted on the floor. The lower your hips go, the harder it's going to be.
I'm going to church. Hello?
What's that, Eleanor?
I'm going to church.
Okay.
Bye. It was
Thanks for
very
joining us.
good. See you next time.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Okay.
Hey Jeff, I have a quick question for you. When you're going down on the wall and you could feel some pulling in your knee, should you just go with it or stop because you're going too low?
Maybe stop shy of that pulling.
Okay.
I want the sensation to be really localized to the muscles in the thigh and not so much the knee.
Okay. Thank you.
So just that's you're gonna have to monitor how high your hips go. Okay. Hopefully everyone has enough ceiling space for this next one. Take a chair or anything of weight and you're gonna press it overhead. Okay.
Jeff, do you have an alternative? I have a port. I can't lift.
Yes. You can, instead of having your arms by your side with the wall sit, you can just grab something light. A couple books, anything of weight. While you're in the wall sit, hold the books out and turn the hands side to side. It's like you're driving a car. So these books probably a couple pounds here, but it's enough weight to challenge my shoulders as I'm in the wall sit. So 2 options there. If you're doing the overhead press with the chair, 10 reps and it might not be enough. You can go up to 20, 25. It's up to you. Yeah, that's good, Nicole. Lynn's got some dumbbells. Yeah, Lynn. Yeah, if the chair's not enough, find something a little heavier. If you've got dumbbells, great.
That wall set gets you right in the knees.
Colette, I want it to be in the thighs more than the knees, so maybe don't go down as low.
Okay.
So we're going to alternate between those 2. If you're doing the chair press, the wall sit, and the chair press. 30-second wall sit. The chair press, it could be 10 reps, it could be 25. And you're going as low as you're comfortable. I don't want much knee pain. You should really just feel this in the thighs. And hang in for that 30 seconds. Once you think you can't hold it anymore, go for another 10 seconds. Carol, don't hit your fan. Even if you're doing the wall sit, you can take your chair with you, wall sit, and hold it. You can turn it if you want, but that's going to be pretty heavy to hold.
Yeah.
Another challenge you could try. Nice, Tommy. All right, we should be on the third round or finished up. We're going to finish with some gentle stretching after this. We're definitely going to stretch the hamstrings from those slides. People are probably feeling those. All right. If you've got the carpeted floor and you can kneel on it, that works, or just grab something to cushion the knee. One foot in front of the other, on one knee. You're going to tuck your pelvis underneath you, squeeze your butt cheek, and then shift forward so you feel a stretch in your front of your thigh. This is that psoas stretch. So this, you should feel here in the front. Make sure your pelvis is not back like this, but try to tuck it underneath you and shift. And you're going to feel the stretch in the front of the hip, maybe in the thigh. About 30-second holds. And then switch sides. So tuck your pelvis underneath you, shift forward. You can squeeze the butt cheek of the knee that's down. That enhances the stretch. Switch again. We'll do one more on each side. Hip flexors, really common to have tight hip flexors with all the sitting we do. That can wreak havoc on our low backs. So if you have low back pain, this is a great stretch to do daily. Break up the sitting. Sitting puts us in hip flexion. So our muscles get tight easily. Switch sides, do one more on the other side. All right, up on our feet. So we're gonna do a hamstring stretch. So this one, you could just place one foot in front and then keep your back straight and lean over, and you'll feel the stretch behind the leg of the leg that's in front. I don't want you to fold over like this and round your back. You gotta keep a straight back as you lean. You can go up on a chair to enhance the stretch. Doesn't take much of a lean for you to feel it there. Or you can go as low as something as a step. But this one you're gonna hold for 30 seconds as well. So keep your back straight, don't just slouch over. You're gonna lose the stretch. Stay tall with your chest, We do 30 seconds on each leg. Anyone who's had knee bleeds, these are important. One more on each side, about a 30-second hold. So again, you can go from the floor to just have one foot in front of the other. Lean forward with the straight back, and you're gonna feel the front thigh. All right, our legs should be stretched out. We're gonna hit the calves now. So your two calf muscles, your gastroc and soleus. If you've had ankle bleeds, these are important to keep loose to decrease the compression in your ankle. So it's a runner stretch. Just come by a wall, 1 foot behind. Keep your heel down, shift forward, and you're gonna feel a stretch in the back of the calf. Make sure your feet are pointing straight. Don't have 1 foot pointing out to the side. Feet have to be straight. Lean forward. Keep your heel down. Press that heel down into the floor. Hold for about 30 seconds. If you've got really chronic arthritic ankles, this is good to do. Just be careful you're not pushing through joint pain. I don't want you to feel this in the front of the ankle if you've had ankle bleeds or any issues in the past. You should feel this in the muscle in the back of the calf. You can do 2 for 30 seconds on each side. Sometimes people like to just hang their heels off a step too. That's another way to stretch the calves. All right, the last stretch we're gonna go through is for your triceps. So we hit the triceps a little bit today. We did the dips. We did some overhead pressing, some planks. So your triceps are active. So you're gonna grab one elbow, take it over the head. Try to reach your hand in between your shoulder blades. Pull that elbow down. Okay. So, hand between the shoulder blades, grab the elbow, help it down a little further. It's great for shoulder range of motion. You should feel the stretch in the tricep, the back of the arm. Make sure you're grabbing the elbow, pulling down. 2 for 30 seconds on each side. And if anyone has any specific questions regarding ways to manage any aches and pains, we can answer that if you'd like. You can put it in the chat, or I put my email in the chat. Anyone can email me too.
Jeff, do you have anything for hand joints? stiffness and swelling.
Hands?
Yeah, hands.
Yeah. So if you work with your hands a lot throughout the day, on a computer, or I don't know, just in general, these are good to do. Straight arm, fingertips towards you, and pulling the hand and fingers towards you. So not just the fingers, but grab the hand and the fingers, pull them towards you. You're gonna feel a nice strong stretch in the forearm. This one, these are smaller muscles, so we could hold it for like 10 seconds and then switch sides and you do your other arm. If you've had elbow issues, elbow bleeds, your forearms tend to get really tight, so this is a good one too. So we just did that, pulling back. Now we can fold down and pull towards you. So you're gonna stretch the top of the forearm now. It should be stretching, it shouldn't be pain. 10 seconds. So all those muscles in the forearm come down into the fingers. So if those are tight, you can add compression to your fingers. But then we've got little tiny muscles in our hands too. And those get tight when we work with our hands a lot. So this is one of my favorite stretches. It's very simple. You're gonna bring the fingertips to the pads in your hand, like that. Wrap your other hand around. Now my fingertips are just by my knuckles in my other hand. And just gently bend the fingers back. Really gentle. Don't let the wrist bend like this. That's not what we're doing. Keep your wrist straight. Just the fingers. If you could see that. Just the fingers. Don't let the wrist bend back. And this one you're going to feel all through here. Almost in between the fingers into the palm of your hand. And again, this one is there's small muscles we're dealing with, so you don't need to hold it for 30 seconds or a minute. You can hold for 10 seconds or just go in and out of the stretch. But if you work with your hands, this is a great one. So basically, I'm keeping my fingers pinned like this, grabbing them, and then extending them at the knuckle. So all the motion's happening here. And I feel that here. So those two are kind of my go-to for, as a PT, I work with my hands a lot. So I do a lot of forearm stretching, and that's one of my favorite stretches to loosen my hands up. Any other questions? I guess I had to put my email in there, so if anyone needs it, anyone wants more specific advice on how to manage some things, feel free to email me. Nothing from anyone else?
Hey, Jeff, I just have another quick question.
Yep.
So when we were doing the one on the back where you said use a towel or a plate, it was pulling in the lower back a little bit. And I found that instead of sliding, it felt better just stationary and lifting my back. Is that a form thing, or is there a reason why it was pulling down there?
Yeah. Your hamstrings just might not be strong enough to be able to pull the hips up yet. So that was great. Modify, you can just do a bridge. I think we did those last week. And if that felt good in the back, then that's, yeah, that's kind of what you have to do with a lot of things. If you're trying to get back into working out, you have to find what works for you. There's 100 ways to do a simple exercise. So modify it to what feels good to you and what you're going to get the most out of it. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me. And I know it's nice out, so.
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
go
thank
for a
you,
walk now.
Jeff.
What's
Yeah,
that?
thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us again here. You're a master at your trade and really easy to follow, and I think we all really appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. I hope everyone's getting some ideas of how to stay active in the house without equipment. Hopefully we have gyms opening soon, but in the meantime, there's a lot of things you can do in your house to stay active and take advantage of the nice weather. Go out for walks, go for bike rides.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. We'll do another survey, and if you have ideas on stretches or other things that you would like to see, I think that's probably the easiest way, just to fill out the survey. And just like with anything else, your ideas really matter as we're reading them and want to continue to evolve what programming looks like in 2020. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everyone. As Jeff said, get outside and enjoy the weather.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.